I want to share with you a simple yet interesting business concept that I would say is one of the keys to being successful when it comes to making money online and also developing the skills to do so. This is something that I've been discussing for a while with some of my friends who also run successful businesses, and they've gone through the journey of wanting to make money online, struggling for a little bit, then finally breaking through and now being well off. So there's this idea out there, especially for beginners, that you can follow an ABC 1, 2, 3 step process to make money online. Like you can just replicate a system almost like copy paste, but that is not correct, and I think people believe this for two reasons. First, I would say because this is actually how most jobs work, unless it's a creative job, but for the most part, most jobs you're just being told what to do, all the steps that you have to follow, or also school works the same way. So in a way, your mind is already conditioned to think like this, that this is how you make things work. And then the second reason as to why people believe this is how you can make money online is because of marketing, because that's what most influencers they're telling you when they're trying to sell you their courses. They usually say something along the lines of, oh, in my course, I will teach you a system that you can replicate step by step to generate $10,000 a month with 3 hours of work a day by using this AI tool that I have. But they do that because they want to sell you something. And when you follow these set systems, if they work, it's usually for a short period of time. If they work at all, okay? Because sometimes these things do not work, but if they work, it's short-lived. Because the thing is that by the time you're being sold on a system on how to make money, it's probably too late. I have friends who found really good ways, very simple, very easy ways in which to make money online. And what they do is they exploit the hell out of it. And then once the thing stops working because market conditions change, or they were using some weird strategy on Facebook ads, YouTube ads, like some of these things, they actually work, but they exploit them, they use them as much as possible until it doesn't work. And then once it doesn't work, then they sell you the course. And then the more time elapses between when they release the course and when you finally buy the course, there's gonna be a lot of more competition, a lot of other people doing this, which is gonna make it even less likely that you're gonna find any success with their super system. Which, by the way, like I always wonder if I'm shooting myself in the foot with this YouTube channel, because sometimes I wonder if I'm being too transparent, because I kind of have like a lot of insider information, which I assume that a lot of you guys already know these kind of things, but I've seen it with my own eyes because some of my friends, they actually do this thing. They sell courses every year for millions of dollars. Of course, I'm not going to tell you their names, but I'm just like plainly explaining to you how obvious and how willingly they're doing these things to you. So I wonder if I'm shooting myself in the foot, because who knows, you know, maybe I'll change and in the future I'll be like, oh yeah, let me try to sell a course on a super system that's going to make you $5,000 a month, whatever. And then my audience will be like, oh, but a few months ago you were saying that most courses are BS. So I don't know, we'll see. But I kind of believe in karma and being a good person, so maybe that's my course. So what is the way actually? Okay, let's get to the point. What is the way actually in which you can make money online? In reality, there is no set path. If you want to build a business that changes your life for the long run, you must understand there are individual variations between person to person based on four parameters: your skills, your personality, your situation, and your goals. So the model that you choose, regardless of what it is something that needs to adapt to these four parameters right here so that you can make money long term. This is the important part of it. So just so that we can visualize it, let's say that each of these parameters has a puzzle piece that it looks something like this. So let's say number one, your skills. This is one piece of the puzzle. Then we have your personality, your situation, and your goals. So what you cannot do is to throw yourself into a business model and buy a course believing that it will teach you exactly how to make money, step by step, almost like copy paste. Because the thing is that the business model they're going to teach you on the course, it's going to have a shape of the puzzle that maybe it doesn't quite fit on the four unique parameters that you have. Maybe some parts they will fit correctly, which is what will allow you to make some money at least on the short term, but some other parts will not be a good fit. So let me teach you how this actually works, because I've taken plenty of courses and I've been able to benefit from them, because all of the things that I explain on this channel are based on my own personal experience, and I've been able to build businesses that make more than 100K a month. So the way in which courses are useful is like they give you a general framework of how something works. They show you like all the required pieces for it. So for example, with my first ever business, I was doing e-commerce, dropshipping. And the way I learned it is I bought a course from Tai Lopez for, I believe it was $300 or $400. And what this course taught me is all the pieces, right? It taught me that I needed a Shopify store. I needed to find products on AliExpress. Then it taught me that there was an app that I could use to connect my Shopify store with AliExpress so that I could easily import the products into my Shopify store from AliExpress. And also, once the orders came in, I could easily send them to the suppliers on AliExpress Express so that I could fulfill the orders and the customer could receive the product. Then they also taught me that in order to gain customers, I would have to run Facebook ads, and to run Facebook ads, I would need creatives, whether it's videos, images, whatever. It taught me basically a little bit of everything, right? As I mentioned before, the general framework of how the business model works and their way of doing it. But the thing is that this did not quite work for me because I didn't know it back then, but the problem I was having was this thing. Their piece of the puzzle of this business model was not fitting correctly with my 4 parameters. And I was not able to make this business work until I started to change things. And this is when I finally found success. Because what I did was to grab this piece of the puzzle, which is the business model, and then change it, modify it until I could make it fit into my pieces. What I did was use my biggest strengths and my biggest points of leverage to make the business great. So for example, this was back in 2018, and they said that the most important thing out of everything was Facebook ads, and that you did not have to put much effort into your Shopify store. Just grab the basic template and focus on ads because this is what's gonna bring you the money. And they rushed through all of the details, like what to name your store, the Facebook pages, the designs, the styles, and even the sort of products that they were recommending you to sell. But again, this thing was quite not working for me. I think for 4 or 5 months, I had no results. I was either breaking even or losing money. So eventually, what I ended up doing is testing my own theories and take advantage of my own skills, these 4 elements that I was mentioning right here, because the thing is that since this was my first ever business, I was still learning about marketing and copywriting, but the thing that I really knew how to do was coding. So I created a really good website for the standards of the time that you could tell it was done with a lot of care. Everything was super clear, neat. There was a lot of attention put to the small details. I hired programmers to code unique functionalities for my store. I analyzed the Amazon store a lot to see how they were doing things, because on the courses and on YouTube, they were always telling you about spying on other Shopify stores and the top Shopify stores. But I was always thinking like, why are we spying on other Shopify stores when we could just go to Amazon.com, which is the biggest e-commerce platform on earth? They spend millions, hundreds of millions of dollars probably split testing what is the best way to create a product page to sell you stuff. Like, why don't we go and do this, right? So what I started to do was to think independently and just use intuitive logic. So I started to upsell people the way Amazon does. The way I displayed the images on my product store, same thing. And also even the products, right? The products that most people were teaching that you should be selling, whether it was on the courses, YouTube channels, whatever. I don't know, for me, it didn't quite make sense because there were products that I quite did not understand. So I just went with my gut feeling and I was like, what I believe are good products, the ones that I genuinely find interesting and I like. And when I started to merge all of these things together, which are my own inputs based on these things, right? My skills of coding and attention to detail and empathy for the customer, my personality of going with what I believe are good products or bad products, my unique situation based on the budget that I have, the resources that I have, and also goals on the kind of business that I would like to run, right? When I started to adapt this business model to the things that I have, that's when I started to find success. And I went from breaking even or even losing money to then the next month, I think it was 14K the first month, then quickly to 40K, then I think it was 50, 60, and then immediately the next month, the store jumped to like more than 100K a month. I think it was like 130 in one single month. Then after e-commerce, I did affiliate marketing, and in the course that I took, they explained the same concept that I'm explaining to you in this video, which was to be careful with just copy pasting stuff and doing everything the exact same way that they were teaching you in the course. The way in which they taught you to make headlines, their strategies, their landing pages, and especially be very careful with just copy pasting. Like maybe it would work, but you would just make a small amount of money for a short time. And also you would learn nothing from it and you would be stuck because it's not going to be a long-term thing for you. The thing is that in business, things are constantly changing, evolving, taking different directions, different shapes. So you need to be constantly adapting new products, new funnels, new ads, new creatives, new ways to operate. So all of these things need to be constantly updated and improved. But if you're just replicating someone else's stuff, then you cannot really adapt because you're dependent on that person to give you the fish, right? You're not learning how to fish, you're just being given a fish. Those from the affiliate group that I joined when I learned how to do affiliate marketing after ecom, the ones that went on to make a lot of money were the ones who focused on learning the big skills, learning copywriting and marketing and paid ads, because then they went on to do their own customized business models. For example, there was a guy that went on to make $50,000 in a single day, not in a month, in a single day. And basically what he did is that he had a background in sales. So he started to go to business conventions where you can find and meet a lot of business owners, and he would close deals with them so that he would promote their products for an affiliate commission, and he would crush it because he he was then the only affiliate for this business owner, and he was also really good at marketing because he had really mastered the skills, and he would make a lot of money. And the thing that he was doing is what I was teaching you about, which is just like independent thinking, focusing on your skills and understanding and mastering the fundamentals so you can do your own thing. There were some other guys who, instead of focusing on these digital products or physical products, they went on to, for example, strike deals with insurance companies, and they also made a lot of money with that. Or some other people just focused on the basics and they went on to do other forms of business models that they were not exactly affiliates, but it was similar stuff because they actually learned the skills. And the thing is that the business models itself, like if we're being completely honest, like you can already learn these things from YouTube. Did I really have to buy a course from Tai Lopez for $300 or $400 to understand that these were the things that I needed to do dropshipping? Probably not. And the thing is that if you're looking for a business model to make money online, you probably already know most of the business models that exist out there. So the important thing to learn are the skills, because those are the ones that overlap between different business models. Whether you're doing affiliate marketing, e-commerce, you're running a social media marketing agency, you have your own personal brand, like for example, learning copywriting is something that's going to be useful for everything. Understanding business fundamentals, understanding marketing, psychology, like these basic core skills, that's what's actually useful. And this is what I'm actually planning on teaching here on YouTube in the future, and also on my school community, and then some high-level courses that I want to start to release. But they will be courses on skills: copywriting, sales, hiring, paid ads, general business fundamentals, whether it's how to give value to customers, customer experience, deciding what business to go with, and even things that have to do with mindset, that it's something that people undervalue a lot, but it's actually very, very important. So it's not so much about giving you a blueprint formula of something to follow, but instead giving you the tools so that you can be free and make money in whatever way you want. I think that's actually the cool thing. Don't just be a slave to these business models. Think about it this way: architects make way more money than deconstructors because they're the ones that come up with the blueprints. So in business, it's kind of the same thing. If you rely on other people's blueprints, you will be stuck at low level. So you have to be the one that becomes the architect, and also meet other architects. I would say this is the second cool part of joining courses or communities of creators that you like, that you can find like-minded people with similar goals to the ones that you have, and you can connect with them, you can collaborate, you can start something together, or just share the things that you've been learning so far. So if you like my content and the way I do things, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel and also check my website so you can join my community and you can meet other like-minded people who see things this way, and these are the goals that they actually have, so that you can meet them and create these amazing connections. So that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and hopefully I will see you on the next video. Take care. Peace.